friendly neighborhood dust here. We're talking about Donald Trump and his descent into utter madness. And in that descent, he's willing to bring down a whole country. And that is exactly what he's been doing over the last, since the general election in America. That's exactly what he's doing. And he's done this in a way where he's undermined at every opportunity the valid results of the voters of America. Even Republicans have come out and said that the general election was absolutely valid, and at absolutely no point was there any fraud committed, to the point where you have Republican senators literally begging Donald Trump for the evidence so that they can then bring down the results in their own area. Literally, they've been begging him, look, if you've got the evidence, then please post it to me. He hasn't, he won't, because it does not exist apart from in his mind. And so we got to the point now where his delusions have meant that people have now died in America. And these delusions are fueling a point to the situation where now there's 20,000 armed American soldiers in DC itself, just in the DC, because all of a delusion of a man that does not understand how democracy works, but more importantly, can't give a shit about it. There's any reason he would care about democracy if it votes for him, and then he's absolutely fine with it. But when it doesn't vote for him, reality that we have now ensues. Rioting in Congress, people threatened, people going rabid at the mouth, trying to destroy the vote in America. Pence, a Republican, the chair and lead of the Senate, the House, has literally said Trump asked him to, look, we've got to end this thing of counting the votes. Just don't count the votes, mate. Which is not in his power to do that in Congress. And yet, that's the whole basis of the riot, was because Pence, which is Donald Trump's right-hand man, by the way, it's not that he wouldn't even listen to him, it's that he hasn't even got the power to bring down the Congress. So this whole thing was built on an insane madness, which will not end because Donald Trump is now out of office. What's going to happen now is that people that believe in democracy and the pursuit of such are now literally having their lives threatened. 10 Republican senators who voted in favor of impeachment are now having death threats. They have now barriers around their homes, and their families have to be protected. All this lie. You see, this is all the far right have in reality. This is exactly what Hitler did. He got into power, lied about how democracy wasn't working, and that things like rules were getting in his way. So what did Hitler do? He just got rid of the German equivalent of Congress, the legislative arm of a democracy. And that's exactly what Trump's done. And his supporters, who believe in Auschwitz, who believe in the murder of Jews, who believe in mass murder of anyone who gets in their way or disagrees with them, are now desperately trying to get back in power. So that's the conclusion. The far right, when reality doesn't agree with them, therefore destroy reality. What is reality? Democracy. People's lives is reality, which is now inciting the end of those lives. His supporters are calling for the death of Republicans as we speak right now. This is the far right. This is how it's always behaved. And this is what we've had in this country as well. Let's not forget that if Jeremy Corbyn had won the general election, the army would have done an insurrection in this country against our democracy to bring them down. How do I know this? Because leading up to the general election, on Andrew Marr's show, the general of the British Army came out and said we would get him out of power. So the far right in America are now trying to bring down democracy over there. And if democracy actually happened here, with Jeremy Corbyn getting to power, exactly the same people would have brought down the democracy here in this country as well. The far right own this planet, and the way they conduct themselves is with hate, murder, repression, and ownership of all our media, and therefore all our thoughts. So that's the reality right now. Trump will go away, but his gift to America is now a constant civil war, which is not going to end anytime soon. Thank you ever so much for visiting. I really appreciate what you're doing and bringing Speaker's Corner alive the way you are. You are doing an amazing service. Thank you ever so much. Cheers, mate.